Hello, we're here and we're bang on time, right on time for the new season of Smiles Go for Miles. Season 10, we're here, and it's kind of crazy. I would look at standings and whatnot, but there's not much to look at because this is the start of the season. We're going to start with the Smiles Conference today because our featured matchup is from the Miles Conference. Apologies that I couldn't have Icerdo with me in person today, but I do believe he will still be joining us on the stream itself. We're going to start things off, why not, with the Stockminer Starmies against the Irish Inkays. The Inkays, of course, one of 6 new franchises joining us. You can see their logo at the bottom of the screen as we look to get into our first battle, and I have to try and learn and remember what everything new does. Now, we can expect some violent, aggressive battles because this is an offensive meta. There is a Screamtail, a possessed evil Jigglypuff that can do a bit of everything. There is a weeby grassy cat. There is an angry dark OP evil Salamence, and there is a very strange Magneton. So without further ado, let's get into the battle. Okay. So it's a Meowscarada opener. I think it's 379 speed, freest U-turn ever, or Toxic Spikes. Turns into Poison against Uxie, who obviously wouldn't click a Psychic-type move against it because it's part Dark. As the Calm Mind goes off, this thing gets Toxic Spikes. Does get the U-turn out, not stab because of the Protean nerf. There's a Calm Mind from the Uxie is a very aggressive move so early on. Mystical Power raises special attack. I don't even know what Mystical Power, the power of it is, but the fact it raises special attack is cool. Snorlax, however, really does not care too much. Baton Pass from the Uxie into Volcanion, who will be poisoned, as Toxic is therefore blocked by the Snorlax. Exclusive to Lake Mythics. That's kind of cool. Focus Blast, a whole lot of damage, and it hits as Body Slam hits for 22%. This is where the Volcanion reveals Rest Focus Blast. I don't think that's highly likely as we see the Charizard coming in. Will it be Steam Eruption? It is not. It's a straight Focus Blast still. Still a lot of damage being done by this Volcanion. The Scorching Sands is going to do very little due to the rays, and Steam Eruption will take down the Zard. In comes the Nihilego, who I guess is a big threat. It's just that there is a Sandy Shocks. Power Gem does so much damage. Then again, it gets access to Earth Power, and it's going to get a raise off of this kill. Its speed, which is important, so it now outspeeds the likes of Roaring Moon. Uxie's going to come in, pretty comfortable that can shut it down. We see the Terra Rock as a Meteor Beam with the Power Herb. Gets the kill. Okay, this thing's a problem. That raises its power even more that it terras into Rock from a Rock type. So it gets like double stab. Torkoala's, this is just falling apart. Sandy Shocks is there for Matthew. He goes into Roaring Moon. I'm pretty sure this thing's outsped. Is it Sash? No, it's got a thingy, Bob. Wait, it might still be Sash because it's the sun that procced it. It's not Sash. And the Starmies have taken this one. Sandy Shocks is going to come in. Gets another raise because of this sun weird stuff. And it literally... Flash Cannon could... Would Earth Power have killed? It's not actually a Steel type. I have no idea what's going on. I don't know what's happening in these games. But Nihilego is going to... Yeah, it's going to get 6 kills. All right. And that was a 14-turn battle. Probably, on average, a bit of a long one for this generation. The Starmies win that battle, revealing... Well, technically 4 months. I mean, that's quite the win, but it's also quite the lesson, I'm afraid, for the Irish Inkays, which, yeah, they haven't... That is not the main season debut that they would have wanted, but I think that's fair enough. You know, that's basically the same debut that the Jersey Jolteons had back in their day. So, you know what? It didn't work out too badly for them. With that being said, our next battle, I believe, if I've lined this up correctly, I have. Okay. There is a Cyclizar. There is a Toadscrawl. All in all, we're ready to see an Amsterdam's Aggron Week 1 Master Class, is what I'm hearing. There is the Limerick Lumineon, also with a new entrance. They are this season. They've got the Altaria, the Jirachi, the Volcarona, the Inteleon, this bird, and this plant. Seems like a strong draft, but will it be executed well against a more experienced Aggron side? Well, this bird does open things up. I have no idea what it can do, but it gets fake outed by an Infernape. Is it a Sash Infernape lead? Could be very, very dangerous. Does draw itself back, fearing the Scarf from Thomas. A Stealth Rock. It gets rocks. Okay. Oh, that is cool. And it's now a rock type. As Aurora Veil goes up and the Rocky Bird goes for a now Stab Stone Edge. Which does a lot of damage even through the Veil. Does it have Defog? That's the question. As it's got Brave Bird to hit the Toadscrawl. This thing is just doing so much damage. Now we see Altaria switch in. Is there some Spore action as we see the ground type? Nope. Earth Power dodged. The Terror is going all over the place. Smart to switch in the Altaria, of course. If it did get Spored, then it would have been able to switch out with Natural Cure. Although, for some reason, now Megas and gets Spored. So it can't switch out with Natural Cure. Well, the Aurora Veil turns are going down. Maybe an oversight from Sark, but they are still in a pretty okay position by the looks of it, as we see Boots on the Ninetales doesn't take any damage from the Stealth Rock. And poor Altaria is still sleeping. Well, here comes Halcyon. The Jirachi takes a Blizzard from the very amazingly named Cold, Yellow and Ninetales. There's yet to be a kill yet in this battle, which is very strange. U-turn from the Jirachi. If in doubt, click U-turn. And in comes Rock-type Bombird, who is, I'm surprised, what has it got up its sleeve? King's Shield. Thomas wants to scout it too. Knockoff gets that attack drop from the King's Shield and the contact made on it. Jirachi forced to switch in response as a Shadow Ball? No, Gyro Ball. Trying to get some big damage off on the now Rock-type Bombird. As we see U-turn from the Jirachi, not fearing that King's Shield. Aegislash being slowly chipped as a hard switch into the Volcarona on a Shadow Ball. Volcarona, what's it going to go for? Cyclizar comes in. Dragon normal type, able to tank and get out with the U-turn and Regenerator. But will it get burnt by the Flame Body? Goes for the Body Slam, fishing for the Para. Gets burnt by Flame Body indeed. As Quiver Dance goes up. Does this thing have Roost? If it has Roost, that Flame Body burn is so brutal. As Body Slam, it's going to live despite that. Because it's Scarfed Cyclizar. It outspeeds still after Quiver. And because of the burn, Volcarona is going to be able to set up. Does it kill the entire team? It depends on the... Oh! Shift Gear. It's dead. Well, Infernape would be struggling to get one shot. And Infernape does come in. Sprites are ruining the viewer experience. Yeah, it's a shame, honestly. Like, I don't know why Showdown tries to push Gen 9 stuff. I get everyone wants to play it, but, like, it's not balanced. It's completely scuffed and broken. There's no bloody sprites. Why bother? Blaze Kick actually kills from that range, which is very cool as Inteleon comes in. This thing is so fast. As Aegislash going to take the Snipe Shot. Crits for 53%. Of course, there's a high chance of the crit rate with it being Snipe Shot and Sniper on the Inteleon. So across those two hits, there was a decent chance of that sniping coming through. Does it? It does have the ability to switch moves. Salamence isn't scarfed. Inteleon is just going to take down 2. Probably 3. I don't see this. We know it's not Scarf or Ninetales because it hasn't taken the rocks damage, so it's just another kill. And Toedscrawl is now a ground type. Oh my god, it's just going to kill everything. It's just killed everything. Okay. Well, that's a cool cleanup. And 2 battles in a row. There's just been a clean-up sweep that wasn't really a clean-up because the opponent still had all their team left. Nice start to the season for the Lumineon with a 5-0 win. Very nice. What is our next battle, in fact? Oh my goodness. It is the Fishpond SuperRods. Alright, the Arnhem Appletons. Let me just get these logos ready to a good extent. Yo, Nelson, how you doing? Happy stream day. You're, of course, featuring in the featured match. That will be Mr. Icerdo, who joins us for
Happy stream day.
How have you been, Nelson? Welcome to the new season. Hello, Deploy. Good to see you. Hope you had a good sleep. Made it just in time. Yeah, this is great timing, in fact. Bastions, Inteleon OP. Yeah, I mean, the thing's so fast. How is it tier 3? But, you know, I don't know if that was more Inteleon or more just an unfortunate lack of something that can outspeed Inteleon being brought. But then pretty much forcing a Scarf, it would seem. Alright, so for this upcoming matchup, like I say, it is the SuperRods, who I have only got the old logo for. I must update that. Let me fix this immediately. Give me the image. Give me it. Give me the image. Give it to me. I can do this. That's fine. I will send it to myself. No, apparently I can't do that. Right. Right. Well, that is unfortunate. I'm going to meet the new public enemy number 1. What is the new public enemy number 1? You have the logo for me, right? That is very cool. Thank you. That is exactly what I need. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Up, up, up. Hey, looking good. All right. Here we go. I'm ready. So Bastion's with a Golisopod. I'm assuming that's a first impression boy. Iron Treads. That is one of the Dom fans. And Sigmoid with a very pure non-Gen 8 or 9 team. This is what I like to see. Here we go. Iron Treads with the open. There's an immediate Gyarados, turn 1, no fucks given from Sigmoid. Is this a turn 1 Dragon? No, it's not. But it does have a Mold Breaker Earthquake, which is quite cool. Get some damage off on Rotom, which is always nice as the burn goes onto the Galvantula, who does Terra Poison, kills with Bug Buzz because it keeps the stab. With the Life Orb, Rotom is down, which is a huge moment in trying to open up the battle for Mega Gyarados, as Knockoff does not quite get the kill on the Life Orb. Galvantula, who's able to Volt Switch out, which is really nice. Tracing in a focus on the Gardevoir. Is this Scarf Gardevoir? Sigmoid certainly seems to make... Whoa! That's Specs Gardevoir. Sigmoid, with no shits given, the man who has not yet won in his franchise history, has just switched in Gardevoir, bluffed the Scarf, scared out Gallade into a Vaporeon who gets 2 hit by Specs Moonblast. Top tier plays from the SuperRods, who have been putting in the work, and now suddenly the Appletons are in a really tough spot. Jesus. Schooled on the Garchomp. Does not get punished. amazingly, Galvantula did not stay in. Maybe was expecting a hard switch into Iron Treads is what I would suspect. Maybe a little bit of an overplay as Ice Beam does a huge amount of damage. The rocks have been set though and the Toxic is placed. This Garchomp certainly won't be too unhappy as the Golisopod comes in. Oh, it's Protect. Toxic Protect Garchomp. Okay, first impression, bang. Down it goes as the Rough Skin will do a little bit more chip. Not into Emergency Exit though, as Emergency Exit Gardevoir is like, hold up, I can click something again. As in comes the Iron Treads. It is predicted! Focus Blast hits and one-shots! Holy macaroni! Secret ingredient, the Gardevoir going off as in comes the Gallade. Gets the Sword Dance off. Is it Scarf Moltres? Is it Scarf? No. This Gallade is a problem, as there is no... Oh, no. Yeah, this Gallade does just win. It's a 4-0 for the Arnhem Appletons after some great play from the Fishpond SuperRods. But once again, we are a little over 10 turns into the battle, and Amon is just going to clean up. As a Gardevoir gets hard switched in, not that it would have mattered. I think this thing had knockoff. Indeed, it did. Yeah. And Bastions will play his cards right, despite a couple scares. And it's a 4-0 win. We're just asking for a close battle here, guys. We just want a close battle where one Mon doesn't just kill everything. The Mon leaderboard is just going to be 99% of Mons are 0-1. And then there are a bunch of Mons that are just 5-0, 6-0. That's going to be the Mon leaderboard so far this week. Okay. The Liverpool Litten. New season, new cat. Is what we would expect. Litten with a respectable season last season, of course. But not one that lives up to their franchise history per se. They've got a tough fixture. Week 1 here with the sleek new Vs Entei, as it's a very red battle going on. As the Litten are bringing a Blacephalon and Ursaluna. I don't even know what that is. I don't think my mum knows what it is either. She was looking confused. Chestnut coming, I am always a fan of. And we've got that Sun Walking Wake combo. I, for one, am ready to be impressed, but I have a feeling that this Walking Wake doesn't even do that much damage to Florges or Blastoise, or maybe even Chestnut as well. I'm more interested to see what Mr. Enamorous can do, as there may be some tricks required with the Fortress and Cofagrigus core. Let's see what's going down. It's a Raikou opener, speedy boy. Who really wins this battle? He's not really recognizing his brother Suicune, and he looks a little bit different, as it is a straight Thunderbolt from the Raikou. Does a fair amount of damage to the Venusaur. Is it a Specs Raikou? I'm not so sure. Earth Power from Venusaur. Has the Life Orb, of course. Wants to be Chlorophyll and offensive. So maybe it's not Specs Raikou, as Leftovers chilling as spikes are set. Easiest switch to Blacephalon ever to block this spin, as it's actually an Ursaluna to block a Volt Switch, as Toxic Spikes will go up. Both players thinking ahead of the game, as in comes the Cofagrigus to try and shut down the... Oh, there's a substitute. And how does Cofagrigus break this? Body Press? Is that a thing it gets? I would assume it gets that. Everything seems to get that now. Earthquake does a fair amount of damage. It does have Body Press, which is quite cool that it has made room for it. As Florges is therefore forced in. Is going to be No, it's not. It's got heavy-duty boots on. Okay. Pain Split. Always going to restore Cofagrigus' HP here. Enamorous is in. Tanks a Moonblast for 33%. What can this do? Is it physical? Protect goes up. As an Iron Head is revealed. Forcing a switch to Raikou. The poison is dropped. Is there a predicted switch? Is there a It's just a U-turn. Okay, are we going to see some Terra action this turn? If anything, this is surely a Terra. No. It dies. Maybe Cat honestly thought that Joe would expect the Terra. Because, you know, that's just begging for a Terra ground. You would think. And then, I don't know if it gets Earthquake. Oh, Enamorus is tier 2. Okay. Well, never mind. I'm confused then. Venusaur in on the double. And Raiku's like, I'm just going to keep hitting things because there's no fucking ground type. Extra Sensory tanks down the Venusaur. And in comes the Weatherman. Hydro Steam does not actually kill. So you're telling me it's Scarfed Walking Wake and it doesn't kill Raikou from like 30%. What tier was this thing again? It was like tier 2, wasn't it? Fire Blast, huge damage. Now that's a wall breaker. It was tier 1. Catman, you've been fucking scammed. You scammed yourself. That thing should have been tier 3. Christ. That is atrocious. But don't worry, because it gets boosted in the sun. Here we go. And all the fire blasts are hitting. In fair play. We need it for a close battle here. Big boy Charizard. With all the wall breaking power. Raikou is going to be in for one more turn. What wants to just sack the stupid Suicune, to be honest. Kofagrigas is going to come in. Tanks for 41%. Raikou will go down to the poison. Apologies. Alright. Bastions has joined in the past. He did join at this point to see the battle. I always try and keep an eye. But there's a million texts going on. So we see the substitute going up from the Saluna. Is it Guts? How much damage is about to do? Show me Facade. Show me it. Show me the Toxic Spikes prediction. It's Return. That's what you get. Facade should just have built-in Scrappy. Well, if it is Guts, it will kill with Earthquake. Although it could have been a roll. It does die. Does Ra's Hands with the Earthquake coming through. This is an angry, angry bear. It is an Ursaring crossed with a Stegosaurus looking at the sprite. As it's Terra Water. Fortress will be able to take a hit. Terra Blast Water. A Body Press. And now it does die. Yo, Dimension Jumpalia, what's up? How you doing? This battle surely about to end. 25 is a record so far this season. Oh, Fire Blast misses. That is cruel. Cruel, cruel, cruel. I'm sure Blacephalon would have been able to clean things up regardless, but for Mon Different's sake, watch out. The Protosynthesis. The Protosynthesis. The Dragon Pulse. A kill. It's Scarf Dragon Pulse, though. It's not able to use Hydro Steam for that mega power. That Hydro Pump that hits. Go. Power. It's gone. Okay, unlucky Weatherman. It's a 3-0. It's a Joe 3-0. This man's back. Watch out. Wouldn't have it any other way, and it is a classic tough start to the season for the Entei, who will still be right on that playoff cusp. You can guarantee it. Although, to be fair, with the amount of points wasted on that thing, it will be impressive if they manage that. As we do have the return of the Lincoln Ludicolos once again, and a very high-rated draft of the Berkshire Bellossom. Of course, this is now the Leeds Ludicolos. They have evolves. As, yes, once again, the Berkshire Blossoms are picked and very much tipped to do very, very well, which they often are, but very, very rarely seem to scrape into that championship contending realm. So, will they show us that sort of form, or is this going to be a reality hit from the Ludicolos week 1, who even all of last season proved to be a huge threat? I have to be honest, there is just a ton of threats on both sides here, as we see an Abomasnow opener and an Arcanine immediately in response, as it's going to force an immediate switch into the... Does it just click the... It does not click teleport. As we all know, all dogs can teleport. Barbaracle comes straight in. Shell Smash is there. Is it Will-O-Wisp Arcanine? White Herb is used. Turn 2 Shell Smash. Toxic is placed on the Barbaracle. And what an important Toxic that could prove to be. It's on a timer, as in comes the Queen Chonk III. Tanking the Earthquake, has the leftovers. If it has Protect, that is it's hyper cringe. I just want to see Bob, the Barbaracle, do work, but apparently not. Are we going to see a switch to Rotom Wash? Does Bella get greedy? Yeah, we do. Is another liquidation for 62%. Not the bulkiest of physical defenses invested on that Rotom Wash, as the Swampert comes back in to be sacked off to the liquidation. And the scare of this Barbaracle has been navigated in a trade that certainly Bella, I think, will be happy with. Although no ground types could open things up a little bit for Thundurus, so watch out for that Thornundurus. Yes, that Thundurus. Teleport on the Arcanine is a thing. In comes the Tornadus, should outspeed, and does. Breaks with the knockoff. Should be able to scare out this Gengar, although Thunderbolt for 71%. Could be Colbur Gengar. We see no item. It has no item, unless it's holding a Z Crystal, which it could be, I guess, but it can't use it. Loop says, I forgot to put an item on. What a play from Loop, coach of the Leeds Ludicolo, catching Bella out, getting a kill on the Tornadus, completely opening up the battle now, as Thundurus is the fastest thing on the field, barring any Scarfs. You would probably expect Scarf Kyurem in this matchup, though, given that there's a Latias and a Thundurus. But as long as Loop can play around that, this is his battle. He just needs Thunderbolt and Flash Cannon, which you'd think he'd have in his matchup with the Mega Diancie on the threat on the other side. The Bellossom are kind of fucked right now. The issue is there's almost no Kyurem switching. Once it gets in, it's kind of just like, well, I guess Incineroar and Abomasnow have HP to be used up. This is going to be a crazy result, potentially. I mean, a hard switch in of the Gengar is very aggressive, as opposed to just a Latias, which I'm pretty sure doesn't want to get Toxic, but it should be able to threaten things. It's Terra Fairy Arcanine. Well, well, well. What can kill this Arcanine? Not much. It's just going to click Toxic and Teleport. And in comes the Thundurus aggressively. Teleport into the Kyurem. Well, that says, hi, I'm Scarfed. Does Loop call the Maybe he was calling the bluff. Maybe he thought Bella was bluffing. I think that's what Loop was doing. That would have been that very alpha play. The issue is, it would have had to have been that Life Orb Focus Blast to pick up the kill, I think. And that should be game. Hydro Pump will miss. Maybe not. Incineroar, bringing it back to a 3-3. I feel like Diancie does just end the battle. Yes, Bella seems to agree. Alright. Diamond Storm can miss, right? So in comes the Abomasnow. Diamond Storm miss. Wait, doesn't it get the fire move now? Alright. And Diancie clears up in 23 turns. That's a one-shot on Latias, who seemingly loses the speed tie, unfortunately, for Loop. A respectable performance, an entertaining performance, but the Bellossom start things as they would have planned. We move on to a matchup that was very exciting last season. I need to remind you that, of course, we did see the Scunthorpe Scorbunny beat the Belfast Blazikens, our reigning champions from last season. There's going to be a lot of pressure on them to try and set the record straight. There is no Mamoswine to cause some immense problems, though, this time, but it's still a very dangerous draft from the Scorbunnies. We have the new look Belfast Blazikens, our champions, to be beaten. And who can beat them? All right. There is a Rabombi. There is a Cheese String. This Mon, if you're not familiar with it, basically you can't use any moves against it as they all fail. And there's a Volbeat, which Icerdo will be proud of, and a lot of offensive Mons. There's an Eel, which is cool, although the Eel doesn't really do a ton to Zapdos and definitely gets rolled by Lopunny, and it can go both ways with the Crocodile. The Tapu Lele is an absolute mega threat. Forces switch constantly to the Cheese String. And yeah, all in all, a couple scary threats on both sides. It's a Kartana opener. Zazel favouring the Kartana, of course, with the help of Raindrop. Good friend, as we break the sash on the Rabombi. Is it webs? You would expect so. Or a one-shot. Kartana goes down. And that's got to be a worthwhile trade. Kartana, of course, a very big threat, especially if it's scarfed. Huge threat regardless to the likes of the Crocodile and the Auroras, who are both a lot happier right now. Rabombi hits hard. Do not underestimate that fucking little butterfly thing. It hits so hard as the webs are up. And you can't get rid of them because there's a Goldengo. Luckily, there is a Pidgeot, but it still gets outsped by the Megalopony, who now outspeeds everything and pretty much kills everything because Tapu Lele gets hit by the webs. So it's probably game over at this point. I don't actually see a way for Azazel to win unless he can do some insane shit with the Volbeat. Aurora Veil goes up from Auroras just to make things worse. Goldango comes in. You want to try and defog it. Good luck. So the Tailwind is there as a response to the Sticky Web, which is very cool, but it's rapidly running out already. As Volbeat is like, what if I just wait out the Aurora Veil? And then Goldango's like, hi, I'm broken and I get Shadow Ball drops. So Chickinator's like, you know what? I'll die. My Tailwind is down. I'm fucked. The only thing that can save this now is Eel, but Eel can't beat Zapdos and Lopunny. So Seismitoad is going to come in. Swift Swim for the outspeed. In comes Auroras. Now there's no more Swifty Swimming. Tanks the Earthquake, no problem. With the Veil, despite a Life Orb on offensive threat, the Froggy Seisma Boy as Cursed Fleshlight 2. Auroras doesn't have a nickname, by the way, which is just shit. Disappointing. Terra Fairy, therefore not worrying about... I mean, to be fair, you would probably have expected Iron Tail or something, which might have still been a problem. EU is trying. Does get the Para with the Thunderbolt. I'm kind of just waiting for this battle to end. I think it ended when Kartana died and the webs went up, to be honest. Tailwind could maybe have saved it, but this is the problem with the Belfast Blazikens draft. It doesn't really let you play the game. Giga Drain is cool, but the Veil stopping any real noticeable battle. Ult switch. Lopunny is in, and I think that might... probably can't one-shot a Lele, right? It's going to be forced out into sacking Auroras. Yeah. Well, Snow is more chip. Future Sight goes up, which is rather cool. Thinking about how much damage a Future Sight from a Lele can do is kind of insane. It's a Life Orb. Rapidly going to take it into Lopunny range, and Lopunny will end the battle in a few turns. Make It Rain. Kills and lowers its special attack. I don't know how much damage Make It Rain is, but I would imagine it's probably a lot if it lowers special attack. Future Sight is taken by the Goldango boy, who looks like a weird character out of Kim Possible, and he's gone. Zapdos is here, one of the best Pidgeot answers. Exotic London Bird will get the defog off, which is nice. Obviously knew that Goldango wouldn't stay in. It's a nice play. Time to U-turn and get staticked. Okay, no Hurricane. Hoping for the confusion. Will get the confusion. And the hit of itself. Won't fish for more luck. And the confusion ends instantly. U-turn. Gets out the Seismitoad. And now Lopunny will end the battle. And it's another 24 turner. Close combat. Can't miss anymore. No high jump kick life. This thing has CC and U-turn and cannot be intimidated. Yes, that does now kill, as you're not going to be having bulky investment on Lele a lot of the time. It just kills. And that's that. 4-0 for the Belfast Blaziken. 24 turns. Okay. Well, that went about as we probably expected. Like Draco, but steel. Oh, that's cool. It is the Rotterdam Rotoms and their debut here against Gloucestershire Gallade. Aurora's the GOAT. Fuck Aurora, she didn't nickname it and didn't need to do anything. You won the battle after you put webs up and you had a Lopunny. Gallade is here. But did they bring Gallade? Yes, they did. Alright. The Gallades have brought Gallade. That is cool. Bring the Megazam. And Megazam is so hard to bring, I feel like. It's so, like... I don't know, it's just so hard to use. Also, like... Tinkaton. This thing can just run an Assault Vest, no? And just be like, yo, you can't touch me. So, there is the Spike Setting Samurott boy. There is a Iron Bundle and a Regidrago. Let's see what all of these boys can do. There's also Knackle Stack. Let's see how bulky and how much work that thing does. I've got no idea what is going to happen, really. But a Tinkaton opener seems pretty dope here. But you can just click Flip Turn and do 24%. Life Orb revealed. Nice start for Casper, even though the turn 1 was about as bad as it could be, because moves like Flip Turn exist. Gigaton Hammer. Alright, well, that didn't do too much. And you can't even use it again, right, for a turn. Stealth Rocks go up from the Fairy Hammer Gale thing. U-turn. Rock starting to punish the pivoting. As in comes the... I mean, this thing has to Terror, right? It does, into a Fire type. Gigaton Hammer taken. Subs. I'm surprised didn't predict it, to be honest, but I guess better safe than sorry. The Dragon Dance is up. Hakamo-O is in. Eviolite Dragon type tanks the Earthquake. Does it just die to a Dragon type move now? Probably. Yes. Okay. Unlucky Hunuru. How damaging is this big dragon? Well, here comes Samurott. Definitely can't be one-shot. And now this thing's just a fire type. Whoa! Maybe it can nearly be one-shot. Fucking hell, that thing hits hard. And with Sharpness, Razor Shell is able to get the kill in return. You're telling me that was a roll? Oh my god, this thing hits hard. Maybe Samurott is made of paper. It depends on the spreads. Christ. Hydro Pump misses on the Tinkaton. Flip turn. Leftovers are doing work. Also, it has Mold Breaker. What a weird mon. Strange. Gigaton Hammer. Bonk. I don't think anyone said Penguin Suit. Okay. Bundle is back in. Absolutely crying every time with the rocks. And what's it going to do? Hydro Pump for some damage. It does. It's not enough damage. And bonk. Down goes. Upgrades. What is there left as an offensive threat? There really isn't. It's kind of just game. The Gallade, from what I gather, may have been fortunate to live a roll against the terrifying Regidrago sweep. But between Zeraora and Sizzle, I think this one's in the bag. There's also a Gallade, which I gather does a lot of damage. I know about the hammer. I think I understand how the hammer move works. It's a billion power, but can't be used twice in a row. Plasma Fists taken once by Shaggy the Scrafty, who is not running Intimidate and is dead. Unfortunately, to a low into high roll. This has not been Casper's battle. Plasma Fists continuing to chonk. In comes Stardust. As Hyper Voice does not get overwritten by Plasma Fists. Pixelate goes first. Mess up the set? That's unfortunate, actually. Nothing worse than looking and then realizing you have the wrong set. Like, it's such a sinking feeling. We are rocketing through these Smiles Conference battles because they are all 20 turns long. Right. Knuckle Stack might not die too fast, though. Here he is. Look at him. Wow. He's like the little block wet play stuff in primary school. Whoa. Body press. Killing. You know, little cubes that used to fit together? This thing might get some kills. Razor Shell. Easily taken. Sure, set some more spikes, I was going to say, but that's a different move. Knuckle Stack with 2 kills. Beast. I think Subson just wants the kills at this point. Just wants the battle to end. Sacred Sword. That's a lot of damage with the Life Orb. Naming them on after themselves. Yeah, that's a little bit weird, champ, actually. Could have named it like Gloucestershire. Would have been a lot more cool. Now it kind of just didn't even get the mascot buff. Very weird champ from the Gallades. And yeah, unlucky for Casper. In fairness, it did seem rather unlucky. Although, yeah. I don't know. Alright. There's one battle that isn't going to end immediately. It's got to be the Mimes, right? Look at their draft. They go up against the new Ariana's Altarias. Right. There's a Claydol. Pretty cool. I like Claydol. It is basically just there because there's a Regirock. This thing is a weird looking bug and it clicks U-turn. Stealth Rocks do go up. Carmine. The Rotom. Does it want a Will-O-Wisp? Does it want a Defog? Mixed feelings right now as Baxcalibur comes in. Goes immediately for that Defog. Understandable, I guess, when there is an Aerodactyl. As Dragon Dance goes up immediately from King Arthur. Earthquakes the Primarina. Does it get clonked in? No! Ariana over-predicts. That's a hugely costly turn. This thing, Icicle crashes. Maybe predicting a switch back. Gets the flinch on Rotom. Oh my goodness. Glaive Rush. Is that Outrage Mark 2? Or I don't... What does it do? In comes the low kicks. And it can switch out. I don't know what Glaive Rush does. First impression. Bonk. 39%. Takes more damage next turn. Okay. How much damage is it? Stealth Rock. Goes up. How much damage can Mega Aerodactyl do? Show me the power. Aqua Tail. Oh, Yeti predicting the Aqua Tail. Does still take the dual wing beat quite happily. Turns out Mega Aerodactyl is still shit. As Stealth Rocks plus Stone Edge is a combo. Not that it even took Stealth Rock damage the first time. Ice Shard chipping away. Roost on Aerodactyl. It has Roost. Okay. This guy's a bulky boy. And switches out into Claydol. Alright. Claydol looking for that teleport pivot, I would assume. No Terra Blast on this Dom fan. In comes Baxcalibur. No, does get the Rapid Spin off. Understandably. Actually, that's better. As Dragon Dance, it stays in. Does it go bang? Probably not. It does go teleport because it needs to exist for Regirock. Regirock putting on a lot of pressure, actually, just by being there. Primarina doubling back. immune to the Glaive Rush, but is going to die. All because of a flip turn over predict from earlier. And this is a huge problem. Does this first impression fast boy do the job? Terra Bug! Boom! Dead! Mega Bug type first impression. Okay, well here comes the Melmetal. Forcing in a switch to Claydol. That's a problem. Oh god. Terminator is here. Does take some damage. But it appears that it is GG as Regirock is in the back. There's no ground types. And it is going to be another 20-turn cleanup. Oh, here is Sneasler. I forgot. Hold up. This thing's broken as fuck, so maybe it can change the thing. But it is immensely outsped. Unless it's Unburden. Bonk. Dead. Gotta go fast. Goes back out. In comes the Venusaur. How does Sneasler kill this thing? Does it get Acrobatics and Unburden? Swords Dance. Earth Power. Huge amount of damage. What is this thing? Like fucking Hawlucha. It has Acrobatics. Flying Gem. Taken by a long man. How damage? Does this thing win? Or does Venusaur tank one because it's Mega Venusaur? Well, here we're going to find out. Acrobatic. It lives. Wow. Okay. And down goes the Sneasler. Ended up being a bit close. Raven. Leech life in a way that I imagine Mr. Melmetal or anyone will really take care of this bad boy. If Citrus, then a win. Huh. I don't know what Ariana... I mean, to be honest, she's done a good job to try and turn that battle. But it was the Earthquake hitting the Primarina and flip turn on the over prediction. That was what cost the battle for Ariana, to be honest. It's a shame because it's a bit of a logical play, but I don't think she realized... Like, you gotta think, you know, like, yeah, I'm confident flip turn is the right play here, and a lot of the time you would be confident, but... Could you actually afford for it to be an over prediction? And the answer ended up being no. And Yeti's going to end up taking the battle in a 1-0 scoreline, in fact. He had Fairy Berry to take Moonblast. Well, there you go. You know, really needed to click Moonblast then. Because then surely it would still have been in first impression range, right? Right. Yorkshire Yanma against the Portishead Ponyta. Now this is exciting, isn't it? Not sure about the sizing of these logos. Don't know what I've done that for. Hey, King Gambit, new evolved Bishop, as well as one of the other Dom fans. There is an Urshifu, and there's also a Psychopathic Zoroark, a Mega Kangaskhan. A cool Goodra. I don't even know what's going. Goodra against new Goodra. Hello. Flamethrower Torterra speaks volumes to how much that is not Torterra as knockoff. Bangs this bad boy. No more Scar for it. The Lonely Air with the hair. As Bitter Malice. What the fuck is that? Tanking easily, though, by Goodra. As U-turn will chip away. As in comes Goodra on Goodra. As Ice Beam does almost nothing. Turns out Goodra's pretty tanky, just like Goodra. As here is the Toxic. But that one can't be Toxic. It can be Dragon-tailed, though. Very nice. In comes actual Torterra, who actually is probably happy to be in here to an extent, although it doesn't really want to take an Ice Beam. So it switches out. And we'll be able to be in a great spot here with Tangrowth needing to regenerate her up. A switch is forced to the King Gambit. We see Fire Blast! Bonk! Very nice covering of the bases there with the Tangrowth being in. As there was an incorrect play from Icy that's really cost him a lot of HP there. In comes Master Oogway, this Yu-Gi-Oh looking fuckface, and it is going to kill things because it has insane attack. Okay. Manectric, that is in. Watch out. It might do something so big. Wait for the damage, wait for the damage, wait for the damage. Here we go, here we go. Oh, substitute. It might. What is it going to do? Howl? Roar? Wait for it, wait for it. Wow! Insane! Body press. Okay, cool. Jenny Matrix, the Mega Manectric, is finding out that it is quite a shit Pokemon. Volt Switch, as it is the only thing it can do, into Great Tusk. We see no Torterra switch in to block that, and that is a huge Draco Meteor. In comes Urshifu. 1% health to be sacked off. That is not Urshifu. That is the hairy boy, which in fairness was always going to be revealed if it came down, so an understandable sack. Here comes actual Urshifu. The force a switch and a sack of the King Gambit. I mean, right now this is just something dies every turn. Fallen 1. Oh, that's for the Supreme Overlord. Well, it seems like Harry is winning just by nature of he has a kill advantage and things are dying most turns, apart from when Manectric in, at which point nothing dies because it doesn't do any damage. But it has forced a switch here, which is nice. And in comes Hatterene. I don't know what that does to this Goodra. There is Flash Cannon. That's a lot of damage. Would Great Tusk not have done a lot more here on the Volt Switch? Like, Great Tusk not just, like, I mean, now you've switched it in on a Flash Cannon. That hurts. Could have forced a switch into Torterra, who is a very good mon at shutting down this Great Tusk. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be able to kill this thing, even if it has, like... Oh, it has Ice Spinner. Of course it does. In fact, it's taken by Torterra insanely. The fact that it lives and gets a kill with a Leaf Storm. Down goes the Tusk. And now nothing is killing this Goodra before the battle is pretty much over. So GG. Nice from Harry. Power Whip misses. Very unfortunate from Icy. Power Whip will hit on the second occasion. And I think we've got our Smiles Conference pretty much wrapped up. Here comes Terra Fire. Leech Seed misses. This Tangrowth is not off to a good start. It thinks it can't do anything. It doesn't want to betray Harry after last season. Even though Harry betrayed it a couple times, to be fair. I don't know why it would be missing against him. Substitute Manectric coming out again. Coming up hot. And it just gets Fire Blasted. Fire Blast has got an amazing hit rate so far this season. Substitute again. But... oh my god! Substitute Mega Manectric is like... Never, Icy, please. Just never again. Sub is maybe in play if it's like... Sub Toxic Protect. I think there are better mons than Mega Manectric to do that. Maybe Sub Charge Beam non-Volt Switch, but I agree you can't really not run Volt Switch on Mega Manectric. It's the only thing can really do. It's a comfortable 4-0 win for Harry, and in traditional way, the Yanma are going to have to lose their first 5 or 6 battles this season for a mega comeback run, which leads us to look at the standings in this blitzing Smiles Conference, where I will say we've had all the battles done this week, which is very, very nice and far better than can be said for the garbage that is the Miles Conference. As here is it. No 6-0 sweeps, but a whole lot of offense, as it is the Limerick Lumineon tied with the Stockmartner Starmies at the top of the conference. But who is the real winner after week 1? I mean, I guess there were no real upsets per se. The big matchup was the Mimes against the Altarias, historically, two closely met franchises. Outside of that, yeah, no real upsets in terms of tough fixtures. It's hard to say who had the toughest fixtures because we're in such early days. So yeah, moving across to the Miles Conference, the missing fixture that we do have is the Cheshire Combies against the Jersey Jolteons, which is a real shame given that we, of course, have always enjoyed the Jersey Jolteon's company in the Smiles Conference, but it seems the second they moved across, they have been brought down to the scummy level of which they find themselves surrounded. Of course, it is meant to be due on time, and we are streaming this on Saturday, so I'm kind of complicit in this, but still. Let's start from the bottom, I guess. As we will end today looking at our featured matchup, which is the Bolton Boldore against the Super Hoopa. You're going to want to see that whilst we get through our replays up to that point. It's Miles Conference time, and it is the Nottingham Noivern against the Sleaford Snorlax. I've just put up the old Noivern logo, don't mind me. Noivern new. Boom. Right. So, there is a Regieleki on the screen. There is a Great Tusk. Let's keep an eye on those two as a Melmetal and this Hisuian Zoroark. There's some more jump scares. This is a highly offensive set of boys. And Levi with the Espeon. I truly respect the Magic Bounce duo. One of them is a little bit more bulky than the other. Here comes a Landorus opener. Correctly named Cringe. We've been seeing this as in comes Samurai Jack. Mr. Kleavor with the Stone Axe. Boom. Crits and rocks are suddenly up. Very interesting. Melmetal forced in the Great Tusk, who tanks remarkably well, but don't forget, Regieleki is stroking itself at every bit of damage that goes on this ground type. So the Intimidate comes through to neutralize that photosynthesis boost as Ice Spinner predicting shit. I mean, this is Eevee's first battle here in Miles Go for Miles, and it is 3 turns into it, and Levi has just ripped them to pieces. However, there is now a Regieleki that has been unlocked. Don't worry, there's still a Venusaur that basically takes no damage. But it's going to be able to click Volt Switch for free every single time as Kleavor comes in with a little double switch. Levi re-maneuvering again. This thing gets U-turn. Are you fucking kidding me? As there is Nuzzle from the Hatterene. We'll get the Paralysis onto the Venusaur as out it goes. And in comes Espeon on the Psychic. Okay, leftovers shown. Interesting. Well, what's this thing going to be up to? In comes the Melmetal on a potential Shadow Ball. It's a Heal Bell. Just get rid of that Paralysis ASAP. Protect to Scout. This is a Shadow Balling Hisuian Zoroark. Very, very nice. Protect Scout from Levi. Nullifying that little sneaky attempt from Eevee, who is playing well, just being a little bit outmatched by a particular Ice Spinner turn and some stupid mon that seems to set rocks and get U-turn while attacking and setting rocks. So here is Melmetal. As the Mega Venusaur is up, Bonk, Knockoff will get rid of the Assault Vest, which is significant. Synthesis is faster than the Melmetal, who can bash for just over 50% and is able to two-shot poor Mega Venusaur, who is PP stalling. I think it's going to try and PP stall, but that is not working. That is not working, and this thing's now so low that Regieleki is a huge threat. Levi hasn't used his Terror, so if he doesn't have something with Terror Ground, this Regieleki is literally going to just destroy, as normal Houndoom switches in, nearly dies from a non-super effective Heavy Iron Bash, but is able to pick up the kill with the Overheat. I'm amazed we didn't see a switch to the Nihilego. I have to say, Thunderbolt will be cleaning up. As Sonic is here, Regieleki, Tornadus comes in. This says, hi, I'm going to Terra... There it is. And Eevee, understandably, can't hit it because it's a Regieleki. And realistically, there's not a great bunch of switches. I guess could have been Hatterene. Life Orb is there. And that might be the game. In comes Nihilego. Is it Scarfed? Espeon comes in. U-turn. It's still the Zoroark. Now actual Nihilego comes in. Terra Dark. Protect from Espeon. Value. If you're not one-shotting things this generation, you've got to be clicking Protect. And Levi is showing a high understanding of that. Sludge Wave coming through as Wish is actually able to tank through the Nihilego is Espeon. As Hatterene will come in, take the rock damage. As we see a pass into the Venusaur, who is back up and very, very happy. Giga Drain doesn't kill Hatterene. Oh, bonk. Crit one-shot the Venusaur. As that is a huge oversight. U-turn, kill. If this is Scarf, then I'm assuming it still just kills pretty much everything. In comes the Nihilego again. As Protect will be like, hi, can I have some leftovers, please, sir? And Nihilego comes in, except this one's Zoroark. Protect again. Just for... was scared. And there's the Shadow Ball. Down it goes. Okay. In comes Samurai Jack to click U-turn once again. Shadow Ball is taken. Stone Axe gets the kill. Down goes the Zoroark. Mr. Samurai Jack actually running leftovers on a mon that is seemingly quite frail. And Sludge Wave will pick up the kill, so it will be down to the Tornadus, who has to pick up a kill here. Does it actually have the damage with Life Orb? Oh, it's tanking the Sludge Wave. Seemingly choiced Squid on the Nihilego. And U-turn will pick up the kill thanks to that Life Orb. It's a 1-0 win for the Nottingham Noivern in Week 1. I disguise Zoroark as a mon that's terrored. Yep, that is true. That is true. We have got the Merseyside Mimikyu on screen with the very sunny and sandy team all at once. Dual weather is going to be something to see. How are the Samurott going to be dealing with it is the big question. Huge underdogs they are in this matchup. How will they fare? Can they fare? Well, they've got a spike setting thing. They've got a Diggersby and a dog rocky thing. It's possible, I guess. We will see. Roaring Moon with the open. Why not? It probably outspeeds and just threatens absolutely everything. Scared of the Scarf. Latias suggests that this is not Scarf Roaring Moon, or that it didn't want to reveal such thing. And that switch out from Latias also reveals that it is also probably not Scarf. As Diggersby forcing a switch into the Slowbro. Goes for Superpower, trying to cover as many bases as possible, but is hurt by Rocky Helmet. And not going to be too happy about that, as it's a free teleport from the Slowbro, you would think. As Samurott comes in, click teleport, get free initiative, smile, get Galar Wheezing comes in. Can this thing be setting spikes with Terra or Terra Wheezing? Or I don't really know what's going on. Tentacruel comes in on the Strange Steam, which does something that isn't quite Dazzling Gleam. I don't know what the side effect is. As Tentacruel, we'll see Roaring Moon come in front of it on a knockoff. Really nice. Gets rid of a Choice Band. Huge. Okay. So Diggersby is going to switch in. That is brave. Earthquake, 50%. Okay. Non-stab Earthquake, 50%. Cool. Slowbro back in on this Rocky boy as rocks do go up. It will body press for a lot of damage, surprising. Tentacruel. And teleport. Nice. Strange Steam sometimes confuses. Oh, interesting. Excadrill on Tentacruel seems a bit odd. It does rapid spin. But Tecco will just stay in and Scald. Crit. No burn. To be fair, Tentacruel a lot of the time may be forced out by Excadrill, but maybe Tecco running enough speed to outspeed non-Scarf Excadrill, who, with the Gigalith there, understandably isn't going to be Scarf. It wants that Sand Rush. So Lycanroc is in. How does Teleport work this gen? Negative priority switch initiative. It's just a baton pass that always goes last. So on regenerating ones, it's just like hyper cringe or just like super bulky niche ones like Arcanine. Cool. Samurott is in. It can click the spike move. Galar Wheezing is in. No, it's Sacred Swords. Diggersby is seemingly dead. No, a pivot into Excadrill, who is faster here because the sand is going down. Excadrill leaves, clearly not running that much speed, as it is crept to use the sand to its advantage to outspeed stuff. Earthquake. Body Press will take down the huge threat of Diggersby, who really has had hardly any impact because there's still a Weezing for this Mega Medicham. As close combat is taken well, but with Psychic type moves, it can threaten Mr. Weezing. So is it going to Terra on us? Tentacruel switches in anyway. I think Techo, yep, Terra Steel of all types. Terra Steel. I guess that allows it to work for Latias as well. As there is Gigalith. Scored. 24%. Burns. So, what does Techo do here? No, I don't think too much, to be honest. I think the Roaring Moon is just waiting for something to die. The issue is for Rise, none of her mons are dying, so she can't switch in Roaring Moon and kill everything to clean up. That's seemingly what's happening at the moment. Excadrill, if the sand is up for long enough, also can do that pretty much from this range. And the battle might actually get to 30 turns. Actually, no. Mystical Fire picks up the kill on Weezing. Sandstorm is only up for one more turn, though. So Roaring Moon is going to be the one to come in and do the job. Does click U-turn. Does it not have a Dark-type move? What? Draco Meteor. Huge damage. You played around Culberberry Latias. I understand. You haven't seen its item yet, so understandable. What was Latias's item? We will never know. Then, doesn't this thing get a Dragon type move as well? I don't even know what it gets. Ceaseless Edge going to set some spikes, so this is getting a little bit awkward, although Roaring Moon will kill everything when it comes in. It wasn't running a Dragon move. Alright. To be fair, U-turn is too important. Earthquake hits stuff. Crunch hits stuff. And I mean, it can't be Terra Blast. I don't know what else it gets. Roaring Moon is in. Is it U-turn again? It is U-turn. Why not? Why not U-turn and kill stuff? Poor Techo just hasn't been able to out-offense and outspeed. Certainly with the help of the weather, understandably. We had Rock Slide from Moltres. That's fair, I guess. Doesn't make contact. You don't want to get U-turn Flame Body burnt. I mean, it doesn't crunch, just two-shot it anyway. But then you want to one-shot it. As two-shotting stuff is a low standard for Roaring Moon. As close combat from Mega Medicham is an insanely scary move that it gets, but it is not a Lopunny, and it will have to switch out. Teleport is there, and it's game, set, match. Roaring Moon. Because, yeah, I'm assuming crunch on the basis that it shouldn't get knockoff. Man, this thing doesn't even get knockoff. That's crazy. 3-0 it is. And the Mozart Mimikyu will start this season on a better note than last in a very long, slow, stally 33-turn battle. Gen 9. So, the Plymouth Pachirisu. Facing off against the Red Hill Regirock. Now, the Regirock were, of course, one of the most informed teams at the tail end of last season. However, they were unable to get into the playoffs. Hit form a little too late, and a couple critical battles that did not go in their favor. They'll be looking for a better luck this time. They've got a bundle. Finch's team makes me ill. There is a Clefable and a Magneton, though I don't know what Magneton is trapping today. It should be a pretty good answer for the bundle, I would imagine, unless this thing gets like Earthquake. There is also an Iron Moth, who is quite cool. I don't know what it does or gets, but we will find out. Ambipom also coming. This looks pretty fun. Iron Bundle is there as an opener, but Scizor should be able to scare it pretty much immediately into a flip turn. But this just means U-turn for Finchy. Yes, it does. Click the pivoting moves and you will win. And I'm afraid Finchy's was far more effective there. Let's fake out. Whoa. A lot of damage. This looks like Scarf. Mien Shao, if it's staying in. And it is. Not respected by Flo and the Pachirisu. There's Rotom Wash. In comes the bundle. Freeze Dry. Yachi Berry is eaten. That thing is tanky. And the bundle is just dead. This fucking Delibird is really struggling to have an impact this first week. As it is down, and it's a 6v4 for the Regirock. Nicely played by Finchy. Hidden Power. Predicting a switch into, I would assume, Scizor. As Choice Scarf knocked off and killed. The predictions trying to get back into the battle is backfiring for Flo. It's been really rough. Scale Shot is blocked. That's a cool Dragon-type move from one like Garchomp, who does just about 2-hit Clefable, except Psychic doesn't because Leftovers with the Poison Jab, as there you can see, tanked as the poisoning. Is it Magic Guard? It is not. Unaware for the potential Sword Dance. As we see Poison Jab. Oh, on that switch, no Earthquake. I mean, I guess the Rotom could have been a very potential switch as well. As Hidden Power Ice will pick up the kill. Fire Fang, non-Earthquake. There's no way it's not Earthquake with an Iron Moth there. I think just predicting a switch into Scizor, I think. As Volt Switch on the Terra Flying. Sorry. So, I'm going to digest it. I'm sure there's... I wasn't really up to date in the battle when I see this turn. So, predicting a Focus Blast or a Hidden Power Ground, or just anything, I feel like. Finchy was not expecting a Volt Switch here. I mean, there's probably better types than Terra Flying for this scenario, but maybe this wasn't specifically for Thundurus. You drafted 4 EQ immunities. You did. But, like, it's still EQ on Mega Garchomp. It hits the core of Clefable Scizor. And most importantly, this Moth thing, which, to be fair, hasn't been required to do anything. It's Terra Steel Typhlosion. Tanks the Hydro up a bit better that way. I am watching it Shadow Ball and do nothing. Does get a drop. Volt Switch doesn't quite kill it. So are we going to see the Scarf? No, we are going to see the Moth. Quark Drive. It's fast. It's fast. And now it... It picks up a kill with Energy Ball. It's Thunder Wave. Prankster doesn't bail. The Sludge Wave comes through. Can it kill the Moth? It can't. It's too tanky. Despite the life form, poor Thundurus is going to go down. It's at 5-0, and the Regirock are still here to play. Okay. We are through, and we can see the Bradford Bulu. I am always here for a Bulu battle. This is Sword is Board, which is the London Lunala. Is that right? I think so. I may get this wrong the first few weeks. Do bear with me. Apologies. Their debut into the season. Welcome. We got red against purple. Hype. Tim with the standard old Mega Sableye. He's got the cool Arcanine, the Scream Tail, but he's going up against the Mega Alakazam, the strong Regidrago. We've also seen Knuckle Stack prove pretty strong, as well as an Anamorous, which can't Terra. So let's see. We see Scream Tail coming in straight away against an Anamorous, who is forced out immediately into the Serperior. It's a nice turn 1 for Tim, who gets up the rocks because this thing gets rocks. Just like Wigglytuff. Defog. That thing gets defog. Okay. Perish Song. No fucks given. Okay. Glare. Catches the Kartana, who without Alarm, that is crippling. Does this thing get Heal Bell on there? Hidden Power. Takes down the Kartana immediately. Serperior still able to get out next turn. A lovely play from Sword is Ball, but I'm afraid poor Tim is going to have to wrestle this back somehow. Resets those rocks back up as Cobalt Catastrophe is in. Protect will scout Salt Cure, which is one of the funnest of moves, I gather. Perish Song. Once again, no care. Salt Cure is on, and that means damage is coming. Wish goes up as we see another Salt Cure attempting to catch a Mon on the switch. Protect as we see Salt Cure attempting to catch a Mon on the switch. Issue for Tim is that there's no damage going on this Knuckle Stack. As in comes the Rock Dog. Serperior is in. I don't know how this exchange is going to go, to be fair. There's very wild Arcanine is going to force in the Knuckle Stack. Do we see Head Smash? Do we see Flare Blitz? Nope. We see in comes the Magic Bouncer Ball, except nothing can Magic Bounce the Salt Cure because it does a bit of damage first. And Purifying Salt, it can't be Toxic because of its really cool ability. Very cool Gen 9 things. Wait, Sword is Bored says peak fumbling in the chat. Okay. Perish Song going back up. I have no idea what that thing did. I mean, it's a bit of a wild ability, isn't it? It feels like you're up against the cheese string. But I think you can click hazard moves against it. I think it's just Magic Guard basically, but better. I don't really know. So Stealth Rocks go up. Mega Alakazam is in. Problem for Tim right now is he really hasn't touched the surface of the Lunala's side, and he's down a Kartana. Not ideal. Tracing Magic Bounce. Alakazam will take that to the bank. Gets a Carmined up. Probably can't kill the Sableye in one, though. And is forced out on a potential knockoff. Might lose the Eviolite. But Toxic is the move again. Even though, I have to say, Alakazam did have Magic Bounce. That was a highly risky play from Tim. Could have come off, but I'm afraid it's now a big Salt Cure on the Aselgor. This tier 5 is insane. Look, thanks to Focus Blast, no problem. Just clicks recover. This thing's nuts. As in comes Scream Tail again, but it can't do anything. It can't do anything to this thing. You can't Toxic it. You cannot really kill it because it's so bulky with Eviolite. You have to knock off it before you can start to deal with it while it's doing slow damage over time to everything. It's insane. So in comes the Defog. We'll get rid of said rocks. Gets Evasion thanks to the Magic Bounce. Now that could be problematic. Of course, the contrary with the Magic Bounce. Fun interactions there. As in comes the rock again. This thing can't die. Tier 3? Wasn't this thing like tier 5? Knuckle Stack. I thought it was tier 5. Which is wild. It probably should be tier 3. I mean, to be honest, it could be tier 2. Because that way it can't Terra, you know? And that's the thing that... It's not even that much... It's basically no worse than Garganical because it can still Terra. And is just as bulky because of Eviolite. It's just ridiculous. And now, Dragon Dance fucking... Gobstopper with wings is here. And it's going to do tons of damage again. Dragon Dance Dragon types are strong, but this one is still tier 3, so it can change type, which is rich, as it outrages to pick up the kill on Sableye. Screamtail can come in. Sworder's Board gives a what full stop to the Brick Break Mega Sableye. Is this toxicity, or is this genuine confusion? I don't know right now. Here we are. Superior in. Wish goes up. Selgor. Can it switch in? Gets glared. We'll be able to live maybe one hit from the Superior, but what can it actually pick up damage on? It's a switch to the Knuckle Stack. Terra Grass, but it doesn't go off. As the Throat Spray is seriously cool. Throat Spray Bug Buzz. But it's still not going to be able to kill the little rock boy. As Energy Ball is a lot of damage. That would have been a lot of damage to Knuckle Stack as well. Very unfortunate paralysis. Does still outspeed somehow. I don't know what this Enamorous was using. Some negative priority thing. I don't even know. Wow. How did it outspeed? I don't know. Galarian Zapdos is in. Picks up a kill with a U-turn. Selgor is fast. It is, but it shouldn't outspeed Enamorous after power. It really shouldn't. Head Smash is a lot of damage. Iron Defense. It's not going to be able to live another. Down it goes. No misses from Rock Dog 2016. Is this Scarf? Is this a comeback? Is it Scarf? The one shot. What is that move? Oh, it's because it's Unburden. I forgot about Unburden, my bad. Explain how Thunderous Kick isn't an electric move. Yeah, what? I don't know. Tim is dying on his own terms. Look at this, man. Perish Song. No shits given. Sword is Board says, bit disappointing, but GG. Holy shit. Okay. I mean, that's fine. You want to talk smack? Perfectly fine as long as you can take it back. But if you want to talk smack to Tim, you can get in the bin. It's a 4-0 for the London Lunalas, who have just made themselves public enemy #1 by the looks of it. Tim will take the L and add it to his happy collection as we move on to the Dien's Deino. Who made a run late on last season, actually. I should be using the other logo for clean switches. And they face off against the new, perfectly named, by the way, talk about commitment, literally named themselves Ontario Oshawott on Showdown. Now that's pretty cool. I gotta respect that. But how are they actually gonna fare against the Season 8 champions, Dien's Deino, who have the Graffaye, fast poison touching, potentially unburdening. Well, they've got Sun on their side, have the Oshawott. And we saw Sun and Sandy Shocks mix earlier. It didn't go too well for the Sandy Shocks, maybe. We've got Third Eye getting intimidated by the Masquerain as the rocks go up from Sandy Shocks. The webs get laid down as the two teams sort of posture. Volt Switch is taken remarkably well As a red card will allow a U-turn. I guess the red card basically did nothing then. But hey, that's kind of cool regardless. Drought and Sun is set by the Torkoal. Because of course this is Charizard X is the Mega for the Oshawott. As we may see Photosynthesis buff. Taking the most of it, but getting Lava Plumed. Expecting the Rapid Spin. Flupkey getting a little bit punished there on that switch. Volterra Dragon though gets the Earth Power. Gets the kill. Regardless, was the Terra necessary? We'll never know, because it depends, I guess, on defensive investments of the Torkoal, who will not get that Rapid Spin off. Oh, here comes the Beast, the Suicune. Use the Hydro Steam in the sun. It's going to be so much damage. Life Orb Snarl. Now, Snarl is a cool move, but I don't think it goes well with the Life Orb. Hydro Steam! 40% max. Okay. With a Life Orb, that's 40% max. This thing is tier 1, and I feel sorry for everyone who got it. I'm talking to you, Ontario Oshawott and Entei. But this battle's still on. There's a Mew, and it could be doing anything. And of course, there's a Charizard X, which... I mean, depending on the Giraffe set, the webs are up. If Slowbro gets enough chip, then it could just take one Dragon Dance to turn things around. But there's a substitute on the Venusaur. Sub-Leech Seed Pog. Terra's into water. We're seeing some Tropius Randbat sets here. Doesn't break the sub because of the Terra Water. What a play. That's sick. Oh my god. It's running Black Sludge, so it's now hurting itself. That's such an unfortunate oversight that we've never seen or heard of before. Leftovers are going to need to be a thing on poison types that have any plans to Terra, I'm afraid. That is... You know, they've taken the hit so we don't have to. Tarzan will still get the kill on the dangerous Icy Dragon Boy, and Slowbro has come in on the Venusaur. Will get the Mega off as Substitute goes up. We see Body Press does get the kill off the sub, of course, because of the Terra. How much damage does Body Press Mega Slowbro do through this? It's 29%. Well, if it weren't for the Black Sludge, this Venusaur would be doing a hell of a lot of work. But Body Press... Oh no, does it go first? Does it? It does. Oh dear. Alright. Well, we see Masquerain. No, we don't. We see Mew come in. Can it get rid of the rocks for Charizard? It can Calm Mind. Okay. Teleport is there from Mega Slowbro. Talonflame comes in. How much of a threat is this Mew? Potentially big, right? Defog? Does that really benefit Flupkey? I mean, I guess he really wants the webs away. Knock off. If this was like Psychic Thunderbolt, Soft Boiled, Max Defense Mew, does it not just win? Unironically. Does it not just win? I don't know what the Giraffe Ray can do. So is this Baton Pass? Dude, if you had a better Mon than this shitty, weird Suicune to pass these Calm Minds into, this would be so threatening. There's the Baton Pass. Walking Wake is in, but it's still barely gonna... Yeah, it takes the Brave Bird. It's still slower. Hydro Steam probably would have killed anyway. And Life Orb is going to kill. This is so sad because it's such a cool... combination of sets. Knockoff is there. Life Orb. As we see the Charizard come in. It's going to go for it. Can it do it? It's going to need Roost if it's going to be able to do anything. Gunk Shot. 46. This thing is so bulky. Oh my god. Dragon Dance is going to go for it. Dragon Claw. Dead Banksy. And it's down to Mega Slowbro, who's going to come in, but it needs Iron Defense. And it's got Teleport. I don't think it's going to have it. Body Press. It can't. No fucking way. Mega Charizard X after a horrendous battle. Wait. Future Sight. Plus. It's the wrong turn. It's the wrong turn. It's mistimed by Flupkey. He needed to heal. But maybe he doesn't have Slack Off. Oh my god. Wait, the recoil. Oh my god, but it doesn't matter. It's dead. It kills everything. And Mega Charizard X is going to turn this one around. The Ontario Oshawott don't just win in their first Draft League match, but they take down the Dien's Deino. That battle was so bad and so good. I love it. Okay. Speaking of terribly great battles, the Leeds Litwicks. Walking Wake does win. It does. And what a contribution it gave. Maybe it should be a tier 1. It is the new Mafia squad. The hit list. The Buckingham Bonsly. Can the Leeds Litwicks stand up to them? Or will it be a Shitwick season again? This is the scary time to face the Litwicks, where they haven't yet figured out how Shitwick they're going to be. Well, the Buckingham Bonslys, they have transformed into the Mafia. They are in form. They are here with the Iron Valiant, which I questioned in our tier list. But I have been told and reminded is apparently busted. Therefore, I shall expect to see it perform, even though, to be fair, there isn't much to switch into it. It's pretty much just Slowking, right? And then it probably does get Earthquake. So, yeah, maybe it is going to do a lot of damage. There is Scizor. But I think it's normal Scizor. So this is going to be a really weird matchup. But I'm excited to see the Skyscraper maybe do something. Although I don't see what it's going to do to Zapdos. Here comes the Coco Opener. Scizor is here. Does it force an immediate Flygon switch? Surely that's too risky. It's going to be Zapdos. As we see Reflect. Reflect Coco. Thunderbolts for 40%. As we see Hidden Power Ground. Doing huge damage. Win the... Yes, it will. Okay. U-turn boys unite. Blastoise is in, but the Reflect is still up. Not that it should matter with Blastoise being able to Mega, forcing a switch to Bug's cousin. Now that's a good nickname. Water Pulse, no confusion. Dark Pulse, 32%. As Sticky Webs go up. Now there's no Ghost type to block this Blastoise from spinning that away. As Coco comes back in hard. Maybe Vex looking to punish a switch. Does go for... He does just go for the Rapid Spin. With the speed raised, depending on his spread, could outspeed here. But not going to mess around with it. As Thunderbolt is switched into by the Flygon. Is it Scarf? Phalius doesn't want to find out the hard way. Goes into the Aerodactyl, and it probably is a correct call. As Aerodactyl is now in. Mega Aerodactyl. Ice Fang. Steel. Hone Claws predicting the switch. Iron Tail. Big Scarf Bluff it was from Vex and his Flygon. Terra Steel Iron Tail doesn't actually kill Mega Aerodactyl and then misses on the switch, but has forced out the Aerodactyl, who clicked Hone Claws and is now super low health. Vex will definitely take that. Blastoise back in. It's on the Scald, as it's a Water Gem Scald to actually do a noticeable amount to Blastoise, who of course has no reliable recovery. Dark Pulse, does it pick up the kill on Bug? I think just about. And it does. Down goes the Araquanid. In comes the Coco. What does it predict? Does it over-predict? We will see. Nope. Vex fucked around and he found out that Phalius was not risking that Blastoise getting away. Flygon, of course, Terra'd Steel, so something had to die. As Bullet Punch... It's actually really bad to Terra Steel your ground type and then have no immunities to Coco. Kind of an int from Vex is Iron Defense. What is it with fucking Iron Defense body press sets? I swear to God, they're actually awful. I've never seen anything do anything with Iron Defense body press. I mean, to be fair, Zapdos clearly can't deal with this thing. But it has Hidden Power Ground. Here we go. How much damage? Worst shit ever. It's an Iron Defense. Oh! It's an Iron Defense Corviknight. Literally meta with body press. I don't understand how. How? Like, actually how? Well, it has healed up, so I guess it's no loss there for Phalius. Fire Fang. Wow. The U-turn. I mean, this has gone really badly for Felius in general. But to be honest, the Flygon not being a ground type, and Vex hasn't really done that much. Like, he hasn't really got threats. The Valiant hasn't come in. And Sneasel doesn't really kill a lot of these Mons until they're chipped, which some of them are. We haven't seen the Slowking either. There's just this stupid bloody Skyscraper saying, hey, I've got high defense. Oh my god, Assault Vest Slowking does not care by the looks of it, which means it won't have Teleport. But that's because it doesn't get that. It gets some stupid snowing thing. She sets up the Future Sight to try and force in that Sneasel. Or just get some value chip on. Zapdos is like, hi, I really don't care. I'm just going to slowly do some damage. Sludge Bomb gets the poison first time. Okay. Instead, as it is now resistant to the Future Sight, Felius times it perfectly with the Flamethrower. Flygon only lives on 1 because of the Flamethrower crit. And the Litwicks are slowly, I would say, turning this. Crocodile has gone down. That is not ideal, but then maybe that is the best Mon to it. In comes the Coco. It's going to claim another kill. And it's going to be Flygon. It's 4v4. Bring us the Valiant. Show me it doing something. Here it goes. Cork Drive. Special attack. Scarf. Kill everything. It's not Scarf. It agilities. Okay. Moonblast. Boom. But does it have anything that can hit Slowking? I mean, to be fair, it can come back in. But it's going to be outsped by Aerodactyl, and I don't know if it kills.
Guys, please be careful before posting.
It probably kills the Rudolon.
Posted multiple times by
Yo, Sniper, with the tier 2 of 62 months.
First to make sure your message wasn't already posted.
Sick. 62 months, how you doing? Of course, we saw the Starmies in action in our first battle of the stream, our first battle of the season, in fact, as I watched this riveting gameplay between a Zapdos and a Galarian Slowking. I mean, eventually Future Sight is going to get a crit on it at the same time. Yeah, I mean, it was some big Beyblade fucking Terra Meteor Beam craziness. I'm not sure what happened to Sandy Shocks coming in, but, you know, lessons are learned. Vex is fighting a losing battle here, and Sizzle is going to have to come in. Sneasel comes in. And in fairness, at least that does take a Flamethrower. Sizzle would not have, and Felius has been absolutely punishing. This is well executed from Felius, which we don't see very often. Knockoff will pick up the Aerodactyl. But he's down 4-2. And there's only one Mon that can give Slowking health. Now, Slowking looks like it can actually beat everything. But the only thing that's got to help it is this fucking Skyscraper that doesn't do any fucking damage. But it does have rest. Now, this is... Oh! Hold up! It's now a stab body press. On the roost. It's iron defensing more. But then what can kill this? It has rest. I don't think. Actually, that's a lot of damage with Thunderbolt. Yeah, Felius might have Terra'd a bit too soon, I think. It's statics again. Not like this. This literally, this Darudodon could have not Terra'd and just won the game on PP with rest. I mean, that's a lot of damage. Zapdos has gone down. So it comes down to... Oh my god. Are you telling me... Why would you knock off with Sneasel when this thing's right here with Moonblast? What the f... Did Vex actually think that was going to kill? Bro, Vex, what are you doing? Alright, here comes Slowking. Vailian doesn't do anything to this thing, unless it has hidden power. But it can't have hidden power because it's a Gen Million Pokemon. Flamethrower! Oh my god! Vailius is gonna win! Just what? I mean, he kind of deserves it, no? This has been cool. I mean, I have kind of witnessed the midness of the Bonsly's draft, but I mean, could they have killed the Slowking fast enough if Darulidon had just been killed by the Vailian? I honestly don't know. It's hard to say, considering that Slowking does kill everything in 3 turns. I don't think it would have died in 3 turns unless like 2 of them were like a crit. So, I mean, it's 2-0 to the Litwicks, and this might be the Litwicks season. It's been a long time since we've seen them truly in action. What a time we might be about to have. Not the start for our grand finalists we'd have wanted last season. But speaking of returns and seeing a franchise in action, the Dakar Drapion are back after a 4-season hiatus. And it's good to see them. The Tampa Turtwig picked a lot more hotly, though, this season than the previous, with their draft looking highly dangerous. They do have Sneasler, who has been seen to be quite strong, though not strong enough to one-shot a Mega Venusaur. There are no Mega Venusaurs in the way of it this battle, so we will see. If we got some weird, more unburdened spice, because if it does do that, then it looks like it's going to kill pretty much everything. It has fighting and poison stabs, which pretty much hit everything apart from Tauros. And I guess Toxtricity, which surely is too frail. There's also a Dragapult. This is a scary battle for Mojack to manage, but if there's anyone who can manage it, it is him. Our Season 3 champions. There's 5 PNGs on the field and only 7 alive Pokemon. Yeah, huh. Let's see. It's an Archeops opener. Good old Archeops lead. Standard stuff. Dragapult going to be forced to deal with a potential... Well, I can't worry about Endeavor. It actually is Reflect Dragapult. We're seeing some failure strats here from Luke. Gets double screens up as Dual Wing Beat will be doing nothing now. Bulky Dragapult. Does have the rocks up, though. Does Archeops. Sets up the U-turn pivoting. But maybe Mojack himself is going for a U-turn as in comes Farigiraf. As does Dual Wing Beat again. As this could be some aggressive stuff. Head smash. Huge damage. Agility. Is it going to attack? Is it going to pass? Stored power isn't enough, and the stupid-looking giraffe will go down. Okay, that's unfortunate. The screens could have maybe made it into a Mon. Well, Archeops definitely looking to Endeavor. I'm surprised Lucas sent in the Toad Scroll. There it is. Alright, well, Spore does go up. But again, Mojack will be quite happy that this is his sleep fodder. In comes Weavile. The screen's still up from this light clay Dragapult. Certainly wouldn't have expected that. As we see Weavile forced out into the Archeops, sacked to the bead bag. Oh, Psycho! The Sneasler with the substitute. 372 speed. Sword Stance. Well, if this thing has an Unburden going, then this is GG because Archeops has been left to hang out to dry. Sword Stance again! Oh, lordy. But it is... Whoa! That pops its Citrus Berry with the Dual Wing Beat, which actually pops the Unburden. And now this thing is ready to go. Lele comes in, which means it can't get... I don't know, does this get Sucker Punch? Well, it doesn't matter because it's still slower, but now Weavile can't Ice Shard it, but it's out of Ice Shard range anyway. Everything is dead. And we have back to one of our Gen 9 battles right here. I mean, this is... What a play this is from Luke. Completely abusing the terror that is this Mon. And Mojack has probably regretted coming back so far. He'll have to put it right next week. because this is not what we're used to. But this is a very, very different game. Unfortunately now, as with all those close combat drops, Ice Shard would probably have, yeah, probably have saved. But unfortunately, the terrain technically protects it. We've got a Hawlucha successor. We really have, but this one is bloody dangerous, I'm afraid, as it gets close combat. And way better coverage and stabs to an extent, at least for right here. This is wild stuff, but we still have a battle. Lucha has close combat now as well. Oh, that's just great. Well, we've still got a battle to come here, and it is, of course, the Super Hoopa against the Bolton Boldore. I'm going to be joined by the coach of the Bolton Boldore, Mr. Icerdo 44, who will be bringing us into... No one drafted Hawlucha? Well, why would they when this thing exists? Although they probably should, because apparently it's free wins. I shall leave you with the more cursed version of our events. I shall get things set up, and we will have our first featured match of the season from the Miles Conference. And we have here our featured matchup for week 1. It's our first returning guest here on the featured match, and it's great to have someone here can explain to me what on earth is going on. It's Icerdo. How are you doing? How are you feeling about this season, and how are you feeling about this week 1 match?
Hello. I'm feeling pretty good, and the season overall, I didn't draft any Gen 9 mons. I know what all my mons do, so I'm chilling.
That is good, but unfortunately your opponent here does have some Gen 9 mons. Now it's Nelson. I don't know how you feel about your battle history against them, but they have a cheese string and an angry looking fish. How did you prepare for those?
Last time I played Nelson, he 6-0'd me, so that's not great for the confidence. But when I look at cheese string, with real cheese string, you have to peel it a bit, and then you can eat the whole thing. So you have to peel apart Nelson's draft, and you can eat his whole draft by one.
Okay, so I'm gathering that you want to get chip on this Gholdengo or sorts. I mean, without spoiling too much, what's the general game plan here with the 6 you've brought?
General game plan. Exploud wants to go boom. He wants to make a loud noise, and he'll be very happy doing that.
That is true.
Lopunny wants to close combat. That'll just whack everything, because that's happy days. It's busted. I don't know why it's tilted.
That is true, actually. Legal, nothing. You have double Scrappy. What the hell do they do?
Yeah, they go to Christmas asking for a gift each year, but they won't get one.
Do you have any rain action going on, I see, with these trio? Or is that, you know...
I looked at the weather, and I thought it was dry outside, and I decided to keep it that way.
Alright, so what are you thinking turn 1? What's on the read?
Turn 1, I've got Scarf Exploud, and he's ready.
Scarf, alright, because everyone's so used to seeing specs that Scarf is definitely really hard to expect.
I'm expecting like Donphan to click up rocks, and yeah, Scarf Exploud will 2-shot it, so that's happy days.
Alright, well it's actually an Arcanine opener.
Yeah.
Alright, well Scrappy apparently does indeed, blocking Intimidate. You Terra Normal.
It's my only Terramon that I brought, so I might as well click it. And,
that is true. Yeah.
Terra Boom Burst does a happy days.
So this is now +1 special attack basically, and +1 speed, because you're Scarfed and Terrored.
I'm back. That's number 1 smiley face. Now,
you have embraced Gen 9. Oh my god! It nearly 2-shots Umbreon.
Nearly.
Jesus Christ.
Well, then he has the Toxic, and yes, I'm back in Gen 7. Happy days.
Yeah. Well, that's okay, because you got another Scrappy Mon, huh? I mean, you are setting tempo here.
Yeah, and now this fella's wants to U-turn out and get back into Exploud, but it has Protect.
Yes, because you do have... I've just temporarily forgotten that this does have U-turn. But now you have a free close combat, no?
Yeah, of course. So you boys named it after...
Bro, Nelson can't do anything. He's just taking fucking... Oh, he's just taking the hits.
What, his Tangrowth? He's ready to banana it up, but I lose my Life Orb, so that's kind of sad.
Life Orb Tangrowth? What's that about? Is that for a particular reason?
I was just going to Power Whip stuff, and then stuff was going to die, but I guess I'll Sleep Powder instead.
Wouldn't that have failed if you went into Gholdengo? Because it's not
no idea.
It's not a hitting move.
Is it?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. Bonk.
It's lost its leftovers. Happy days.
Nice. You
Tell
don't have
that
Leech
Leech
Seed?
Rock.
I guess it would
Now
be...
I have a Zoomeril.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is this
First
the
time ever.
drum, or is this some...
He's playing to the Volbeat of the drum, and he's gonna get its +6 attacks. That's happy days.
But you do die to foul play.
Some would say I do, but that would be wrong.
No, that's sorry. Bad maths from me.
Yeah, Daddy has died. Let's go. Poor Umbreon. Okay, what comes in next? Goldengo. And okay, Goldengo is dead, so that's put a smile on my face. So what comes in next? Probably the fish. No, it's Diancie. Okay, Diancie's come in. Diancie's dead. Nelson forgot he had the fish, so that's put a smile on my face. But here comes the fish. Bonk. Let's go.
What?
Smiley face. PATDFOBM, and then here comes, that's number one. Turn 15, that's number one. And then here comes my favorite turn in the world, turn 16. Sweet 16, number 16, that's number one. Boom burst. Thanks for coming, guys. It was great.
I am so happy I did not play this season. That is. I'm sorry for those of you who are expecting a good battle here for the featured matchup. Like, that is absolutely awful. Yeah. So, looking onto the standings, you can talk to me a little bit about your expectations this season. I mean, obviously there were a lot of...
Crap, I'm in first. Okay.
You were in first. Oh my goodness, I haven't been able to see.
Oh, I can see it. Let's go.
Here we go. Nice. These are the standings for the Miles Conference. Got them center screen right here, and you are tied top. These were probably not the top 3 people were expecting out of week 1. Now, I think Smiles has gone a little bit more reasonably in terms of expectation, but I mean, certainly got to be some surprises here with the Bonsly, the Deino, and the Dakar Drapion down here. But the biggest surprise, of course, is that the Leeds Litwicks have won.
Yeah, I don't know how it happened, but it was great to watch. I was very happy walking home, but you know, for Christmas.
Okay.
I just like that Teko's next to Flopkey and Vex and Tim. They're now a happy family. And that's good.
Yeah. I know that too. I mean, looking towards week 2, because this is still such early days, it's hard for us to speculate too much. Your upcoming fixture is against the Red Hill Regirock, a fellow team right at the top of the table. That is first versus second. I mean, are you confident? Have you thought about it much at all?
I've not looked at his team. I saw it battle today, and it looked pretty cringe. But you know, Cringy did a tier list, and he called my team cringe. So I'm out for blood now.
Okay, wow. I mean, also, the Deino play the Bonsly, which means one of those two sides will start 0-2.
Yeah.
Which is big news.
Big Flopkey's going to come.
Our featured matchup is the Liverpool Litten against the Belfast Blazikens for next week, which I think needs no introduction.
I mean,
but
first versus 16th last season.
Yes.
Bit of a gap.
That's fair. I mean, there's also the Appletons playing the Mimikyu Bellossom. It's a lot of good matches. The fun part being, of course, that next week's stream will actually be on Sunday.
I love Sunday.
So that is nice, actually. And of course, we will be looking forward to seeing the Cheshire Combies opening up against the Jersey Jolteons, the two sides which we have not yet seen this season. When it comes to Mon leaderboard, there are 2 Mons that are literally 6-0, and that is Nihilego and Sneasler. How much will this evolve over the course of the season? I do not know.
Let's go, top 9.
Inteleon, Mega Gallade, Mega Charizard, Mega Lopunny. You know, this, I think, could be a little bit of a stupid season with a number of kills that set Mons get. Like, what... When you look at previous Mon seasons, like, the highest kill Mons get, like, 25 kills, maybe?
Yeah.
There's only, like, 1, maybe 2 that can push for that crazy number. I think we see a Mon with at least 30 kills this season, I honestly do. Perhaps even more. There is just so much death to be brought. And there's just, as I was saying, there is an extended 0-1 club, as there always is after week 1. Galarian Slowbro is going to have a tough task being this far up, it has to be said. But, you know, maybe...
I never saw it.
Just teleports and clicks Future Sight and the sidearm thing.
Oh dear.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool.
Happy days.
26 is the highest in a season ever. Yeah, that's gonna get smashed. That's gonna get destroyed. Mega Lopunny. I expect both Mega Lopunies to get over 30 this season. Honestly,
Time for pressure. I got 0 kills first week.
But you didn't have a chance to. That doesn't mean Lopunny's any less good. I feel.
Don't tell Pinchy, smiley face.
Yeah,
so
okay.
0 kill. He went prep.
Well, Regilecki's doing better than I may have foreseen, so that's also an interesting start. But no, that's nice. I mean, it's a shame that this was so brief, but the battles are so fast as well. I don't know if we have like average turns per battle for the seasons as a whole, which would be a huge effort, but also really interesting to like what's the slowest generation. Probably Generation 4. I would expect as the longest. Maybe Gen 8, but this is definitely the fastest.
Good job.
Only 2 of the top 10 mons are new. That's true. But there is a lot with new moves and new stuff. What can we say? Nice to see Xploud and that's Number Wang up in there indeed. Nothing's changed there apart from the access to Terra, making a huge difference, getting you that one shot on turn 1 against the Arcanine. I mean, I feel sorry for Nelson, but I guess you were just delivering revenge.
Yeah. I had it stored up for so long, and it's all come out in 1 week. So
all right. Fair enough. I mean, it'd be nice to see mid-season. We'll see like players join your overall record, of which you are, I believe, positive. No, you're negative. You're 47.1, but you're only 4 wins away from breaking even, which is a huge milestone.
Oh, yeah.
And there are plenty to be added, which would be cool.
The new bad guy. Oh no.
Yeah, I feel like I should do Emerald Kaizo because I still have some time and I want to get to Maxi. I really want to get to Maxi. I've got like 6 battles to do.
Got like 4 grunts, I think.
Kind of want to go straight into Kaizo because I have so few battles to get to Maxi.
Big Kaizo.
I don't know how it's going to work if I hard switch here. If I were to continue this stream, when it comes to your God tier VOD uploading capabilities,
it doesn't matter.
Would it grief you?
No.
If I don't, or would it be easier if I went offline and then come back up online immediately? Would that not be easier?
It would be easier, but you don't have to. It's like a 1-minute job.
I will save you that. I'm going to click stop streaming. We will say goodbye to Iceman, and who has started the season near perfectly. And I'll be back with you in about 30 seconds. I'm not playing shitty Gen 9 Rambats. I mean, I'm trying to not say bad.